Here we go. All right. I hope everybody over here can hear me. We're going live a little bit, couple minutes early. I'm going to show you guys over here. This is going to be the little thing here. I guess I can do some quick content. Here's Nicole. We're going to be pushing for light and everything. So if we need, we can move the webcam somewhere else, or if you want, we can move that over here.
Here, no, I can put it in the front right now when it loads.
Yeah.
I hope I don't need Wi-Fi for the clock.
Get some music going. Should we move this table over here? So that way we can get the sunlight on us with the camera this way?
True.
Yeah.
Here, let me help you.
You know what I'm talking about.
Which is it connected to anything?
Mike.
Oh, wow.
Test. Can y'all hear me out there? Testing.
I can.
I hear you. Loud and clear, buddy.
Loud and clear. Good.
Lima Charlie.
All
right. How's that? Can you see the paper?
No.
There's the paper over here.
Oh, snap. Look at it.
Maybe it'll have to be a little bit more. There, that's perfect right there. Okay, and then maybe.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's what I did. Okay, I've done that. I didn't
Oh, where do these come from? This is how I had to make them.
What is it?
These are RJ45 cables. These are just Ethernet cables. Connected.
How did I not know?
Oh yeah, you should.
How did I know?
Yeah, it's like elementary stuff.
No, we're doing it. We are on it. Thank God.
All right, Nicole, I'm gonna do a real quick story.
Okay.
Say hello real quick and.
Hello.
All right, we're here. We're getting ready to go. People are showing up. Say hello, everyone.
Hello. Oh, is this not on?
So we're going live. If you guys have the link for YouTube, it's already on. We're already streaming. So, yeah, see you guys here soon. All right. Go ahead and get music. We're going.
I want it to look more like that. Just looks like what is that? You know what I mean?
Oh, would that be?
Getting ready for the first town hall industry sesh.
Yes, sir. We got the people here.
The people are here.
Do they reach?
Here.
Huh?
Do they reach? Like, are you guys able to both use them? Or
Yeah, we
is
should be
anybody
able to.
pulling? I just don't want to have any feedback.
1, 2. Let me see. Let me turn this on.
Turn it on. So one
2, 2.
one is
1, 2.
constantly
Okay.
active, and then the other one you have to turn on and off, so there's no feedback.
Okay. Can you guys hear me good? I mean, I'm sure you can either way.
Turn it up.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Turn it up.
I need to turn that. Oh, there you go. I see it. All right. Cool.
Hey, do you want to read that real quick? The purpose. What does the industry feel it has been beneficial because we're starting positive policy-wise, and then what are concerns in existing policies, or what are some changes the industry would like to see made ultimately?
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
the goals just to gather pros and cons, and then later on this will be for us.
Okay. Cool. That's perfect. Where's the rest of the ladies at so we can do all the intro? We'll wait a couple minutes. We were gonna have music, but you know. Oh, he's got Bluetooth. All right, cool. We'll get a little bit of music going. Hopefully, YouTube doesn't get mad at me for having copyrighted music. Jerks.
Oh.
Everyone's
What about some jazz music?
Some jazz. Oh, some lo-fi.
Some lo-fi music.
Right. Awesome. This is great. Appreciate everybody showing up. By the way, such short notice too. Some of you I know got the notice a little late, but you're still here, so that's great. So we're gonna wait a couple more minutes. More people are flowing in. Hey, Doc. All right. And don't worry, for people in the crowd, the camera's just showing me, Nicole, and the paper, so none of y'all are really in the shot, so don't worry about it, unless you want to be.
Is there a spot where like somebody could go on and watch this?
Yeah, if you go to my YouTube, the hashtag Grassy Logic YouTube, and I have the link on my story on Instagram, you can go ahead and watch that and click it. I've been sharing that. I've been sharing that with the legislators too. That's how the ones that are in Santa Fe and Albuquerque are going to be tuning in. So I'm going to be sharing that here on Twitter very shortly and tagging them. I shared it earlier, but you know how they are.
and over and over. Where's Miss Val?
Your lo-fi.
Where's Miss Val? There we go. Get a little lo-fi action. We're just
Um,
waiting on the rest. I'm gonna go get him here in a second.
timer. What the fuck is it called? Not clock. Timer.
What?
What's it called? Clock.
Oh, just yeah, just a clock.
But it's like built in, no?
Yeah, it should be. Oh, it's alarm. An alarm. Yeah. It should be built in.
Dude, what if they change the name?
That would be terrible. Everything's charged. Going. We're good to go. All right. What if I could do like a live story thing on YouTube? All right, we're about to go live. I'm here with Nicole. Oh. I don't know why you did that.
I'm not like, huh?
Oh, it's a GIF. That's why. Here we go, video. All right, everybody. I'm here with Nicole. We're about to go live. Well, we're already live on YouTube, so I'm going to share the link with this post, and I'm going to tag all our representatives. All right. Here's the video. Starting soon.
Oh, I hear her. Can I come here?
Oh, there's Val. We're going to be tagging the governor and shit.
Well, this clock thing is date and time. No, that's just gonna be to adjust it.
Yeah.
Do you think your hotspot will work?
It's already on, yeah. You can use it. This should be like Invader Kush something.
Big timer. Oh yeah, well let me log on to that first.
All right. You ready, ladies?
Yeah, I'm ready for whatever. I don't know what's going on.
Awesome. Yeah. I have some extra seats. You can have a seat up here. We're just going to do intro with y'all.
Cool.
And we have the camera facing right here. So if you stand back here, you will be on camera.
Oh, far out. I want
Yes.
The sunlight hits
Everybody
really
on
nice
here
right
on-
here.
Everybody on here, we're going to be starting here soon. Do you happen to know Councilor Bencomo's Twitter by any chance? It's like Naily something.
No.
It's like Bencomo. It's her last name
Bencomo.
because that's her personal name.
Yeah. Oh, I got to tag Ben.
Johanna 4LC.
Ah, thank you. Give me 1 second.
Oh, you
Is
guys-
that her ex?
Her what?
Twitter.
Oh no, her.
I need her Twitter. I need her
I was
Twitter.
confused.
Exactly. Who's that?
Who's I was like
Elon
what?
Musk?
I'll look it up real quick. Johanna Naily.
Here you need to draw a.
Do you have hotspot? I use it.
Oh, you can log into mine if you want.
It's not showing up.
I'll give it a second. Actually, hold on. Personal hotspot.
Thank you, everybody, for being here.
Thanks, appreciate that.
My name is Corrina. I am going to be opening the dispensary right here.
Thank you.
Hopefully within the next month. I am definitely looking for some really great quality sun grown. If anybody, I kind of feel like it's my duty to preach the magic of sun grown. So at least 50 to 75% of what I'm selling there, I hope to really help promote sun grown. We live in this beautiful desert with all this really wonderful sun. And I just feel like it's more sustainable. You get better points out of sun grown. Not that but I'm against indoor. There's a time and place for everything, right? Thank you all so much for being here today. I'm going to go ahead and pass introduction maybe to Valerie or Chad. How do you want to do this?
Yeah. Which one is this on? Which was okay. Here we go. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. I know I probably don't need the mic because I talk really loud anyway.
Yeah.
My name is Chad Lozano. I've been in the New Mexico cannabis industry for about 10 years now. I was an advocate and helped fight the way for the medical laws to change, and then all the way up to recreational laws. So I've been here a hot minute. I know it really needs to happen, and all of you showing up, I obviously do too. So thank you so much for being here. I'll keep it short, and I'll allow the other ladies to introduce themselves, and I'll start with Valerie.
Hey, you guys, Valerie Hubbard here. I think most of you know me. Whoops, is this on?
Get a little closer.
Hello.
There you go.
Valerie Hubbard. I think most of you know me. I like to always say, I worked on these laws for 21 years, so I'm grateful that all of you have come out because it was a long haul. And I'm going to talk just a little bit about voting today because voting is one thing that made it such a long haul. Here you go, Chad. Who's Nicole?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, thank you. Is it on?
Yeah, you got to get a little close.
Oh, okay, here you go.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming. The purpose of this meeting is to see where we stand as an industry, see what we feel are the pros and the cons to what policies are available to us, what changes we would like to see be made, and so on. So the structure of this meeting is essentially to list your pros first. Whoever wants to speak will have 90 seconds to speak. Now, it's important to remember that this is not a testimony. It's just sticking to the facts. You have 90 seconds to say your pro. After everybody says their pros, you will have your time to say cons. Same thing, everybody will have 90 seconds to speak on that. And we will be having time for testimonies. So be able to, save those for after you list the pros and the cons. We'll have about a minute to 2 minutes to talk about personal experiences. And the reason that I did it in this order is to be able to hear the facts first and then be able to be persuaded a little bit by personal experiences from everybody that is here. And so I'll have a visual, I'll be writing down the pros and the cons, and then we will write down everybody's opinions. Take that and then prepare for the next meeting where we can have a constructive conversation again. So thank you so much for showing up today. And let's begin.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Nicole. That was great. We're actually going to start from the front and work our way back. We'll start right here with you, buddy. Go ahead. The pen should be markers right there. Yep, throwing you to the wolves, bud. If you don't want, we're just getting an idea of what people want to hear. Do actually, yeah. Thank you for being here, all the way in the back. Thank you so much.
Very cool.
Awesome. Yeah. So keep in mind, guys, that what you say today might go further to the bills or something. A lawmaker might see this and think of it as a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
So keep thinking of that. Think of the same way as the cons too. And we'll start with you. If you don't want to speak, we can pass. But
MSO, is that the word you were looking for?
So not ran by MSOs is pretty much what you said. Okay, it's not overran by MSO.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for those on the stream, if you can't see it, we're going to show you guys throughout the page. It's just easier for Nicole to write this way because it's a little wonky. All right, anything else? No? All right, Jeffrey, go ahead.
As for the pros, I really love the way that New Mexico structured this for us as micro businesses to enter into the industry.
Yeah.
To maybe form into a retail one day down the road and not shutting field and
Yeah.
maybe bring down the bigger guys.
Cool. We'll hold that one for the cons. So the pros is here for the micro businesses to get in and to operate, really. Okay, cool. So pro, it's easier for the micros and the smaller guys. Cool. Anything else, Jeffrey?
No, it's fresh, new industry. We just got to keep it,
Absolutely.
towards what we want it to be. Not
Exactly.
to what the other states, other models.
Yeah, and I'm a huge proponent for, what works in other states doesn't always work in New Mexico. So, let's keep it New Mexico. So thank you for that. Micah, for you, go ahead. I do too, actually. So the variety that we've been able to have. Okay, cool, awesome. And I saw a couple people just show up too, just let you guys know, we're doing the pros and cons right now. We're doing the pros and then we're gonna do the cons. Really just kind of think of what legislatively wise is working that you really like, and if it were to have a conversation. So moving on, go ahead.
Yeah, it's easy to get into.
Okay, yeah.
Like how very New Mexico, like there's like a bunch of autonomy, so we're able to put a lot of New Mexico packaging.
Dope, yeah, 100%. I mean, I've seen that too. We
Yeah.
keep it very New Mexico, especially with the packaging. Shout out. Is that it for you or? Okay, cool. Okay, I can see that the cons are coming. I can see it's brewing.
Yeah.
He has it in the safe already. All right, go ahead. Next. Nicole.
I would say not only does it create a lot of jobs.
They don't need a license either, which is great. So with that, awesome. Anything else? No. Go ahead, big guy.
I'd say untapped potential in the smoke lounges.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think when I look all over the U.S., and to think that Las Cruces, New Mexico, and especially Las Cruces, has a big expand on that. So I look forward to seeing.
I'm just seeing, it's cutting out and glitching a little bit. I'm sorry. We have a network cable run out all the way over here. Have no clue what's going on, but it is connected. It's probably just YouTube right now. My apologies. But yeah, we'll just keep going on. There's not much I can do on the stream part. Anyway, go ahead. Oh, wait, is that all he had? I'm sorry.
Haley.
Okay. No, I was making sure that he had everything good. Haley, go ahead. Okay. Pro for them. So that's good to hear. And I've kind of seen shocked that our legislators listen to us. Like, they listen to you? And I'm like, yeah, they do. And, it's kind of nice. Awesome. Go ahead, buddy.
I just want to say is that we all have the ability to start our own business. We all have the ability to enter the market that at one point, as we've talked about, still is stigmatized. So I think that's been the biggest pro of all, but I think we all need to continue to protect that market, make sure that we can still have mom and pops, like was mentioned, make sure that we don't allow the MSOs to come in and overrun us. So I think that's the biggest pro in Mexicans are able to, fulfill their dreams.
Yeah, I know. We're probably going to have like 2 pages worth of cons. I get it, guys. But, All right, moving on. Go ahead, man.
We have a chance to create the newest, cleanest medicine on the market.
Awesome.
Right.
I agree 100%. And, I kind of see we're headed that direction anyway, and I hope we can continue it with the great legislation that we have so far. Anything else? No? Cool. Yeah, this is going quick. Go ahead.
All right, man. So, biggest pro I see right now is these alternative medicines that they're not getting over the counter.
All right, go ahead, buddy. 100%. I've had the city. I've been at city council hearings where So, all right, is that it, man? Yeah. All right, buddy. Go ahead, man.
Yeah. Yes.
%. Yeah. Okay. Is that it for you or? Okay, cool. Next, Doc, go ahead. I'm glad that you're here so you can give us that insight and everything coming from the medical side. So thank you so much. It's great to hear that. Did you get it?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Is that everything?
All caught up.
All right. All right, Nicole's all caught up. Again, those on the stream, I'm probably going to try to catch us up somehow or reconnect here in a second. But I want to continue on with this great conversation that we're having right now. So you said nothing else, right? Yeah? Okay, cool. Okay, so spoke for the both of you. Awesome. All right, go ahead, Mercedes. Are you going to pass? Okay. You pass? All right. You, ma'am? Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm glad you're here. Moving on.
Very true.
Go ahead.
So going with that, I think just the availability, like us since we went legal, like having it prevalent for everybody now, anybody over 18 who has a medical card, anybody over 21, they have that access. That stigma is going down, so that's really good.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, jobs. Nothing? Okay. Okay, cool. Behind you? Dr. Chavez.
Dr. Chavez.
Yes, ma'am. This is great. Thank you all so much. Oh, wow. Yeah, y'all go ahead and come on in. Yeah. We just got more people showing up.
And there's some blankets to sit on.
I'll brief you guys up in a second what we're doing here. We got more people to talk, so. Yeah, there's some chairs over here. Yeah, don't be shy. Come on in.
There's some more chairs over there.
Yeah. So for those who just showed up, we're doing the pros right now. We're going to be doing pros, cons. We're going to give everybody a chance to give testimonies at the end, have a good conversation. But right now, where we started from the front, go to the back. It's almost to y'all. So be ready with your pros right now. What in the legislation is working? What do you like? What have you seen in New Mexico that you really like that other states aren't doing? So just keep that in mind when it gets to you. And I'll keep in the mind who's walking this way. So just wave your hand if I don't get to you guys in time. All right, moving on. We just went to Dr. Chavez. B, go ahead.
There's quite a few things that I'm going to echo that people may have brought up, but I think
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do that.
New Mexico has done really well is the openness to different retail options. From the here at South, when we go to city meetings, and a lot of our city leaders have been very receptive. And aside from that, our business created a whole different community, and we're breaking stigmas, and that community is only getting stronger because they're able to break stigmas together.
100%. Yeah, 100%. You know, I agree. You know, we're headed to a route where we're breaking stigmas, especially here in the state and being so close to Texas. You know, hopefully we show them how it's done.
Yeah.
Awesome. Is that it, B? Okay.
I think a good pro that we have right now in the market is the overall access to education within different aspects within the companies. From farmers who come and spread their knowledge to the manufacturing team of companies to those people spreading that education to bud tenders and patients alike. So
100%. Awesome. Okay. Thank you. And that's it? Awesome. In the back.
I just think it's good that we can buy weed.
Okay.
Weed from a patio.
All right. Heck yeah. I like that one. And we'll start in the way back then. No, you're good? Okay. Thank you for being here, by the way. Go ahead, sir. No? Okay. Next to you? No? Okay. Moving on. Cowboy hat. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's very cool how the market is over here because I'm used to the California market and I saw how everything progressed, and out here I feel like the way it started, like everything's all set. You have the consumption lounges, you have the 24-hour open dispos, like you don't have those in Cali still.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. And I've said that too, you know, during SM 105, I was on that governor task force and consumption lounge was my baby. That's something that I worked on. And, you know, the idea was everywhere and anywhere. And it was meant for like military spouses, people live on the reservations, people in public housing. That was really what it's for. But I'm glad I'm glad we have it. But I do feel that, you know, there is some cons, but I'm gonna save that for myself for the next part. So yeah, let me check myself. All right. Is that it for you? All right. Go ahead, buddy.
I think as far as retailers go, I think there's a fair excise tax rate. I think compared to other states, you know, they just definitely rip off, but I think it's pretty fair here.
Okay.
And I think it's what everyone else said is like, I like that they made it very easy for small business owners to enter the market.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. And you're caught up, right? Okay, cool. I'm just making sure Nicole isn't getting too overwhelmed. All right. Go ahead.
I think it's pretty awesome that going from medical to rec, it was a smoother transition than I thought that it was going to be.
Mhm.
And I'm actually really proud of the southern side of New Mexico because you guys are always down to collaborate. And I want to say thank you for that because that is amazing. If you guys want to collaborate,
Yeah.
100%.
For me, it's honestly that's a big thing because I know that competition is real, but getting to the main goal is what's real. It's like making sure that we all get to where we want to be. There's steps to it, but we don't got to step on each other. We're not crabs in a bucket. So at the end of the day, the best part is that you guys want to collaborate. You guys want to do things together. That's honestly been the best part. So,
Awesome. 100%. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. And yeah, this turnout was better than I thought it was going to be me, honest. So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you again. Thank you all again for showing up. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna jump over to here once I get done over here. Don't worry, I didn't forget about y'all. Jeff, go ahead.
Just gonna pass, but I'm proud of everyone too.
Hell yeah. Thank you. Yes. And my mic went out. I don't know what happened.
You need this one?
Power went out. Oh no, our power went out. Oh, yeah, I can just use my voice. I'm a lot of shit. Josh, go ahead.
I like the sense of community it's bringing now, communication, breaking barriers, getting to meet people we never thought we'd meet. Appreciate the small business opportunities because we would never exist without this opportunity as well. And so, like I said, the limitations, we'll get to that later. But other than that, we're actually here to communicate and get this to work. So I'm glad to see familiar faces and new faces here all together.
Awesome. Yeah, a bunch of new faces. I ran into a bunch the past few days, just passing out flyers. So I'm seeing them now, and I'm really glad. So awesome. Go ahead, Colt.
So pro would be that the market and the law, the program is still real young. So it allows us to mold it to what it should be. We're not going to get it perfect in the first step. So it allows us to work with our legislators and our lawmakers to, make the law better to better suit the next states.
Awesome. Okay, cool.
Try it again, Chad.
What's up?
Try the mic again.
All right, hang on. 1, 2. Nope, I don't think so. Wait, there it is.
Yeah, it is.
It just needs to be a little louder.
I got you.
Cool. Thank you. Oh, holy shit. All right. Let me tone it back a little bit. All right. We're gonna jump back over here, and we will start with you guys over here. I'm not too sure who to start with. Is it Martinez for the ladies?
You already went.
Yes, you already went, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. Go ahead, buddy. Did you already go too? Okay, cool. All right. Who hasn't gone? John, you didn't go yet? Go ahead, John.
All right, I was hiding. I guess one of the best things is pretty much the stigma, at least on my part, from what I've experienced recently. I actually got to be a bud tender, back to the bud tender roles recently, and it really kind of surprised me how many people were coming to me saying, hey, you know what, I don't want to drink alcohol no more. Can I try cannabis? Or, hey, I don't want cocaine. Can I try cannabis? And I think that really struck to me wow, people now that the stigma is really coming out, all these people that want to get better and get a healthier lifestyle, they're reaching to it. They're wanting to get to it. And we're allowed, we're able to kind of help them out with that. So I thought that was one of the stronger things that I've saw recently. So, but yeah, thank you guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And those on the stream, I just realized that I was connected to the wrong network. I was connected to my phone, so that's why it's so slow. Now we're on the fast internet, so hopefully we have no more issues going further. All right, so who hasn't gone over here on the pros?
Right here, these two in the front.
All right, there we go. Calling them out.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
Equalize.
On legislation or just what you've seen, going great for the state so far. Awesome. Cool.
I'd say
Yeah.
really good that the school market has you can get your micro license pretty easy. You can go get your manufacturing license. It doesn't have to be so I think that's progressive in that.
Awesome. And Nicole, you got a mic too, just if you want to use it. There you go. All right, cool. And then those in the back, who hasn't spoke yet? Yes.
Coming out being a mother, showing that we can be professionals, not just in the industry, but also consume, whether it's medicinal or recreational. I love that. But also, kind of like you were saying, I've seen a lot of our mothers that are choosing to use cannabis instead of going out and drinking. So it's so nice that we're going to end up having lounges we had one, we're having another, but it's going to start. I like that it's more fresh and all this, but it's definitely giving us a space.
Awesome.
So that's nice.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you so much. And for you? Okay, cool. Ditto. Got it. And for you? Awesome. I'm hearing a lot of, killing the stigma, and that's great to hear. I'm great that, not just a few people are noticing that. So that's good to see. And you two back there, do you want to say anything? Okay. Yeah. I agree. Alcohol is, like a poison. So I'm glad that, more people are seeing cannabis as, something better. Cool. Did I miss anybody? Anybody that just show up that'd like to share their pros of the legislation or what's going on in the program or anything? My Indian friends in the back. Yes. Thank you so much. Yeah. In the land of real chai tea. Oh yeah, you do. Lucky.
Have been here and had the privilege of being amongst American friends here for the last 44 years, and to have been told, say no to drugs. I mean, I was in my child's kindergarten class, and I went to the principal. I said, well, why are you saying poisoning my child's mind? You know, she's only 5 or 6 years old, and you're saying you're teaching her to say no to drugs. I mean, she doesn't even know anything more than mama, dada, and a few other words, you know. And anyway, so having gotten past that and to see that that societies or politicians or governments can legislate plants, and I'm standing in the shadow of Hilda Chavez and a big
100%. Yes.
To legislate and to talk about and to get it to where we are today.
Yeah.
A lot of you here have gone and raised the flags and spoken for this. So it's really a prayer come true that something so innocent as a plant could be outlawed. I know we need to be careful about how we use things, and maybe the THC content could be, should not. I don't know. I don't know enough to say about that. But holistically, taking this plant as even food is so healing, and it's called the God's plant.
Yes.
It's a miracle plant. It's been in medicine since the 1800s and 1920s, since we had the Fresno report, and the FDA and all these people have colluded and taken all this out. So, but I'm all for these beautiful trees and and these lovely plants that synergistically all these receptors in us, cannabinoid receptors that make us light up, depression goes away, so many things, calms us down. Alcohol obviously is a problem, and so there's so much for it. So I'm really
100%.
Absolutely proud that you guys are hosting and doing all this stuff.
Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate that. That means a lot. Thank you. Appreciate it. 100%. Awesome. And go ahead.
So this is a con, right?
We're still on the pros, so more people showed up. Yeah, I know. I know. We're still on the cons. I have a feeling the pros are going to take a little bit, so we might have to speed up on it. All right. Anybody else want to go for the cons? Anyone else raising hands?
Pros.
Sorry, pros. I messed that up. Dyslexia. All right. All right. Tracy, come on up. Tracy showed up late. Her first day at Dark Matter. Yeah. All right. So congratulations to Tracy. So Tracy, I'm actually going to give you the mic so you can do the cons.
Okay.
Or unless you want her to do it and you write.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
All
Switch.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Nicole, your turn. All right, if we got everybody with their pros and everything, we're going to move on to the cons. If you guys need drinks or refreshments or anything, we got them in the back right here. I know it's a little warm today, so I know I'm going to go get a water because I'm parched. So, Nicole, all you.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for sharing your voice, speaking up. I thought it was important to start off on a positive note. And so right here we have our pros, and we can go over them really quickly, but I'm sure, we all agree on a lot of things, such as we are killing the stigma. We come together as a community within the industry. The state has made it accessible for those to own businesses and get a job, be able to open up their own company for manufacturing. So it has definitely created jobs in that sense. And we have been able to maintain good communication with our local jurisdiction as well as the state jurisdiction. And I think that is something so amazing that New Mexico is good at doing. They are open to listening to those that live in their state. And I think that's amazing. So thank you so much for sharing your voice. Now, let's get to the good part, right? Everyone's waiting for this one, the cons. So,
here we go. I'll take it.
So we will do the same thing. Oh, yes, sir. Okay, go ahead. Exactly.
I believe it would be taxed too many times for how you can sell it, grow it, put it out there. That I really think that if we were to come together and see that there's another crop be there. I would really like. I think that's the con that I have. That they're conning us to make us think that this is not a micro.
Yes, yes. So bring back importance to the agricultural aspect of cannabis. Thank you for sharing that. You know, it's true. Tomatoes are actually worse for the environment, the irrigation and all that, than cannabis is. And I've been made aware that residents that live near farms, when they're going to spray with pesticides, they even ask the people to turn the bowls of the dog, like the dog food and the dog water around, because they don't want them consuming that. And yet you show up to city council and there's people concerned about the smell of cannabis. So that is definitely a good point. Make it a crop again.
Make cannabis just a regular crop. Nice. Do you want to start from the front? Do you want to do the back? It's up to you.
Yeah, so then we will start right here from this side. Whoever wants to go first, and then we'll go from there. Brave soul, brave soul. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if they're working on it right now, but I think it's, in my opinion, it's pretty ridiculous that we don't have tamper-proof and child-proof packaging. It's something that I used to sell in California, and it's pretty obvious that like you would want to have a joint or a vape or an edible be tamper-proof or child-resistant, and we're getting stuff from brands that just like pop top tubes and open up the package, and to me it seems like we're a little behind on that.
Yes, yes. So the importance of child safety in the packaging. Thank you.
Limitations on certain micros, like how Jeff was talking about, like certain plant counts and stuff like that. You can't succeed on limitations like that. And so I understand, like, even some of the licensing that you can't even collaborate, or you have to work within. I think that's one of the other ones we should try to abolish as far as the limitations. That's just the cons that I'm focusing on for my conversation.
Of course, yeah. So limitations on micro licenses.
So real quick, a question to y'all, because this is going to come up in legislation. What would be a good plant count for micro businesses? Anybody can just answer, just shout it out. 1 million.
I think that we should think about, and forgive me for not knowing the exact number for the big commercial counts. Like, should we collectively want to push to lower those numbers and bring the micros up?
What is the commercial count?
20,000.
20,000, and it was a last minute push.
Yeah.
And
200 plants of 20,000 is 1%. So we've talked about this before. I'm putting it to a percentage instead of an actual number
Yeah.
to the law. That way we could move up or down when they do these emergency rules and stuff like that.
True.
So the number that we have written in law that didn't get through this last session was 20%.
Okay.
20% of 20,000 is a 2,000 plant count.
Right.
Okay.
But that 20,000 plant count is gonna, how do you say it, sunset here soon?
Yeah.
And that was an emergency rule. I'm not sure the exact date, but that's gonna go down to 10,000 for the largest.
Yes.
So if we still stay at micro business at 20%, that gives micro business 1,000. I think that would be fair. But also I want to see the higher producers go down even further to maybe even, if we're 1,000, let's stay 20% and they're 5,000.
Okay. Yeah, because the legislators are actually having conversations and talking about limiting plant count more further. So if we do go to that 20%, it could
equal out the playing field in the price wars.
Yeah.
The more they could grow, the cheaper they're going to sell it for.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If we could limit down the production of the highest and bring back up the micros, now we're even in the playing field.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
That's my biggest thing that I want to fight for in legislation.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
that's great, because obviously we know what's going on in the California market. And because there was a loophole in stacking licenses, that's what happened to California. That's why they can't even get $100 a pound right now.
Increase micros.
I'm being dramatic, but that's what happens when you're growing 20,000 plants.
Yes.
I came from Mendocino County. I'm from here, but I left for 25 years and I came back.
20% of what the big guys get. So 20
Yeah.
micros get 20% of what the big guys get.
Sorry, it's confusing.
Writing out a quick equation.
Yeah, I know. We're doing quick math. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
This is
Yes, go ahead, please.
shut up. I just can't find good quality rosin in the market.
Big guys.
You hear that, Cruces Craft? We're just messing with you. Yes, of course. No, it is important for these micro licenses to be able to open so everybody can bring in quality into the market and there's quality to compete with as opposed to just competing with prices. So yes, great point. Thank you.
And there is a lot of talk with legislation and in the industry that we're in some race to the bottom. Why does it have to be that way? We're in some race to sell the cheapest weed. I mean, but like, why do we even need to talk about this rhetoric? We all should be creating craft cannabis, craft businesses, local mom and pop stuff, not the race to the bottom. We can grow good weed here, outside and inside. We can do it.
Awesome.
Yes.
Cool.
We can. Yes, that's what we're here for. Starting this. Okay, perfect. Who's next?
Cons.
We're on the cons.
Yeah, Rachel.
Cons. It's time.
Well, what would make it easier for insurance people like yourself to do business in the cannabis industry here? What would make it easier for someone like you to do business in the cannabis industry?
I think forefront is just education.
Okay.
I mean, that's why we're here, is just kind of sharing and bouncing off these things. You know, for me, it gets difficult because laws are changing so quickly that it's, you know, kind of my homework when I'm quoting you to know where we're at with certain things.
Okay.
But I know it's just kind of knowing what you're doing, because sometimes I talk to people and whether they're growing or manufacturing, they don't even have answers to their own businesses.
Yeah.
And that's a little scary. I mean, again, that's why we're here, because if you're not educated, it really does make anything we do difficult. You know, like kind of trying in some sense.
Awesome. Okay, cool. Thanks. Appreciate it, Rachel.
Thank you. Yes? Oh, sorry. Okay, yes, go ahead, and then Nicole.
I was just going to say this, saying off of what she just said, I think that it is really important to get more education out. I know we're, as far as us, I know we're trying to do our darndest to go ahead and educate and let them know exactly what cannabis is. There's a lot more than us that is giving the wrong information. So I feel like we got to step up our game and be able to like educate more. And sure, people don't want to hear it. They're like, yeah, I know cannabis, I know it. And I'm like, but can you explain it? Where it's not like your friend, you want to explain it like if it's your grandma. Like you have to go ahead and just like break it down and be able to know the different elements to concentrates, edibles, topicals, flower, concentrates. Like you should be able to distinguish and be able to categorize what is what. So
Yes.
I think that that's really important just for everybody in the industry to be more educated from top to the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the need for a concrete resource where people feel safe to go on and read if they have questions. That would be a great platform to have.
For free. For free. Preferably. And that would be through the state most likely if it was free. So that would be something we could push through the state. And I think that's a great idea because we do need resources like that. Because if not, we're going to be left with a bunch of different resources with different information. So, you know, like we're learning so much about cannabis all the time that it changes almost every year. So, you know, we just want to make sure that we're putting out the right information. So, okay, moving on.
Thank you. And then Nicole, you had something to say?
Before Rachel, I was just going to say that one of the cons of the industry is that cannabis business owners have a misunderstanding about the amount of capital and education it takes to become operational and compliant. And compliance is a huge component of your business because it's like your long-term financial plan. And if you don't agree with that, then you should probably do some research on what you need to be compliant on. But there are educational opportunities, like for example, the city of Las Cruces holds a meeting every Wednesday for cannabis businesses and now other small businesses as well. Because when we need growth, we need help. And some of our cannabis businesses do a great job of educating at pop-up events. And of course, Chad has his podcast and we'll feature people who help
there too, and the Southwest Cannabis Trade Association. Our mission is to educate and provide resources. So we're having a compliance seminar 2 days at the end of November. So we agree that everybody can use some more education.
That's great. And what was the date again?
November 29th and November 30th.
Okay, so November 29th and November 30th. That's a great point.
Here in
I
town?
think.
Rio Grande Theater, 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock both days.
Ooh,
Awesome.
downtown.
Put a flyer out there when I confirm the speakers.
Downtown. All right.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, so yes, and more need for education on compliances for business. That is definitely a big one.
And an understanding of the amount of capital you need to become operational.
Absolutely.
Don't be underfunded and undereducated.
Right,
Yeah.
Funding.
the business.
Perfect.
Cool.
Thank you. All right, Omar.
I guess one thing I don't really see is terpene testing. So that people can get terpene testing. One for like how Homeboy was saying about rosin and stuff like that, and big on my rosin too, so it'd be nice to see good percentages.
Okay.
And then also like bead maps and Binkley and all that. They have like flowers growing differently in every state, like different climates and everything like that. So like you get different percentages and different terpenes and like this like just like a GMO grown in California that'd be a different GMO grown here in New Mexico. So like it'd be nice to have a way to have that kind of updated with like our plants here in New Mexico.
Okay.
Because I feel like Colorado and like California have that more like towards their plants. And that'll help with like patients. So like
Yes, it would.
Yeah, better testing.
Better testing.
Oh, testing requirements, yes, for terps.
Right.
Requirements.
And that kind of leads me into one thing is that testing here in New Mexico is very minimal.
Yeah,
That would really help saturation too. I mean, I'm for Valerie is definitely a beg for that to be more in the policies. Like we want to know what we're putting in our lungs. We want to know if there's mites in it. We want to know if there's mold in it. We want to know what you're finishing off with. We want to know what we're putting in our body. It's just as important as like organic food or for the food that you put in your body, right? So the conversation of maybe bringing up the testing, I think that would be important for us because I think it does two things. It keeps us safe and it avoids saturation. And it helps education.
And yes, and just like I think the importance of testing for the flower that the stores are being sent out. I believe that there should definitely be a standard in which these stores are tested to make sure that they're selling safe things for their consumers as well. Not so much just the manufacturer too. So standard for everybody, standard for the stores, standard for the producers, manufacturers, yes.
I just wanted to say a couple of things about testing and compliance.
You put her on the spot.
Finally might be getting a lab. We will be getting a lab down here.
Praise God.
But also I wanted to say that I think for a blunt is that there's a lot floating around in the market that just sweeps on by testing, and that's pretty dangerous for, I mean, considering what you're using it for, if you're using it for medicine, recreational, your kids. I mean, one thing that I would like to see New Mexico fund is actually heavy metal testing.
Yes. Oh yes, heavy metal.
All right.
Absolutely.
Put that in bold.
Yes.
Fought for that forever.
It would be nice. It's just so the equipment is so expensive that it would be nice to see some funding from the state to put that into labs so we can test for that to make sure that we're safer for everybody.
Awesome.
Yes,
Okay.
state funding for
Go
labs.
this way. Let's go over here with some calm.
Wanted to say
Oh,
something
please.
as well. I think the lack of like OSHA compliance and the lack of just understanding, like especially owners, because I'm like feel like I'm a mediator between owners and employees, and the lack of human compassion and like understanding how to treat people and how your employees should. I see places I go into and it's like people are excited to work in the industry and they almost let these people put them in really dangerous situations. Like I walk in, people are messing with keef, it's bouncing in the air, no one's wearing masks and shit like that. You know, it's like
Right.
blows my mind. Like bunch of
So is
people
that
who walk in-
OSHA or CCD?
That's
Like
OSHA
what is it?
compliance. A bunch of people don't
Okay.
understand that the
Okay.
CCD and OSHA
Right.
both step in.
Right. Got
But no one really understands OSHA compliance. Like you go places and they're working on wooden tables. You
Right.
go places and they're
Right.
like, none of the fucking walls are clean and they got
Don't
like
be scared of CCD,
popcorn-
be scared of OSHA.
They got like popcorn on the ceilings and stuff. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. It really
Yes.
is. Yeah, like I just think that the lack of understanding about just like how to manufacture and make clean product. Like OSHA and
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
So OSHA, CCD guideline compliance, perfect.
Okay.
Good point. Yes.
Awesome.
So for the con?
Yeah, con. We're all
on con.
Another con would be that I'm seeing a lack of is principal panel labeling within the retail.
Some dispensers don't even have the THC percentage
Ultimately,
on them.
you know, ultimately it is up to the retailer to put that final label for the consumer. But I, even as a manufacturer and a producer like myself, we've been doing that ourselves. And we've been seeing retailers not buying products that don't have that already.
It comes back to what Nicole was saying, because if you're not OSHA, it takes so much money to be OSHA compliant, a lot of money, and I think that's the thing. Like the CCD's giving out licenses to people taking pictures of a bare room, not even seeing how they're going to be handling cannabis, what it's going to be sitting on. Is it sitting on the floor? Is it sitting on a shelf? Is there water running next to it? You know, it's pretty ridiculous. Right. It's just crazy.
Right.
Because if they actually did take OSHA seriously, it would be expensive to get your license. If they had you be OSHA compliant before you can get your license,
you like that.
a lot of people would
Yeah.
get a license.
Right.
Huh. So more checks on compliance overall, not just through the industry.
Just more understanding on what you're handling. You're handling things that go in people's bodies.
Yeah.
You're
Yes.
working with people that are trusting you to put them in safe work environments.
Yeah, you're not a mechanic. You're not trying to get everything greasy and dirty. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Even then, like with keef, a dispensary in California got fined like $30,000 because some lady suffocated while they were working with keef in one of their rooms because they didn't have K95 masks anywhere available for employees. Another girl got shocked. There was water on the floor and water on the
Shit.
a fire sticking out.
Yeah.
On the table and she touched that.
That's awful. Yeah, and, you know, and things like that I think unfortunately happen within our state. A lot of these companies, they are really no, I think definitely the CCD and OSHA, yes, being more compliant, making sure to actually check. Yes, have a good standard for compliance checks
And
for
those
those.
things,
Good
and
point.
those things negatively impact the stigma. Believe it or not, you know, when people blow up themselves because they're making some BH, like that's shitty for us.
And it happens in the States.
It's happened almost three. It's happened 3-4 times.
Yeah.
Yes, it's happened. It's happened already.
But then they make it, I don't know, it's just in California, the reason why there's so many dangerous places, they make it so that way you have to be an illegal dispensary. And there's so much human trafficking going on in California. Like, we have to take the route of opening the market, making it affordable, but also just, like, Canada's got such a good fucking cannabis market. Like, it's crazy. Canada just, like, they won't even let you open a dispensary if you don't have, like, your building and your tables and clubs and all that shit down to spec. You know what I mean? Like,
Good standards.
And also the federal government's making it as well. The feds are the distro for Canada. Right.
No, but it's just a lot cleaner and safer for the consumers.
Well, I'm
Like,
agreeing
you know,
with
like,
you to type to not make that polite.
yeah, I'm not saying like you call like government in, but like enforce safety.
Perfect. Yes. Enforce safety, enforce the guidelines. Thank you. Okay, I'm good.
Hilda, say something.
Here we go.
So, the pros are that we're all here, we're all entrepreneurs, we're all trying to make a difference. The cons are we need to
to educate ourselves.
Yes.
You can be a know-it-all all you want, but this is going to require you to make a major investment in your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health. I had wonderful teachers in Humboldt County 50 years ago. They taught me be humble.
Yes.
This is a sacred plant.
Yes.
Teach, educate, share your knowledge, because you're not going to be here forever. So the cons that I see are that there is lack of humility, lack of integrity, and we got to keep an eye on that with each other and call on each other when we're doing stuff that's not right, because it will affect the whole community, the whole state. That's all.
Yes, that's an amazing point. Yes. Thank you.
My cons, honestly, I wasn't even sure I was going to speak until I heard what was coming out of here. It's similar to what I deal with as an attorney, when I deal with things after they happen. The training is the most important thing. You talk about, well, you have to take it upon yourself, but the truth is that most of us either can't, don't know, and so maybe training is a prerequisite to getting licensed. And I don't think it's necessarily only compliance. It has to be a business and contracts. Dealers have to do it, and they'll put things in your body. If construct, like, you know, every profession in the state has to be licensed to some extent, and there are severe consequences if you're not licensed, right? So you should have the education to be able to prove that, yes, I understand what profit and loss reports are going to look like. I understand what that's going to be. I know what these compliance rules are going to be like. And I've shown that I have, and I can put forth this effort to organize this in a way that makes sense, where I'm not going to run into compliance issues or, you know, needless litigation or discrimination suit or something like that. So maybe the compliance piece and the training happens as just mandatory, because it's not fair to require all of us to
Agree.
meet the same standard if we all come about and understand it different ways.
I agree.
Standard for training, yes. Thank you.
First, I'll say ditto.
Yeah.
The second, you know, it's something that a lot of us already touched on, is that it's fully funding CCD. A lot of these issues can be resolved and mitigated if we fully fund CCD and make sure they have all the inspectors, all the testers, and all the resources needed to ensure that all of us are successful in our business. Too often, as already been discussed, too often people jump in head first without looking to really see how deep the pool is in the industry. And as a result, we're seeing some people shutter their doors. And it's unfortunate, because I would love to see all of us come together and work together and succeed, even if it's somebody across the street from me. You know, I'd like to see a Walgreens and a CVS, just like we see right now with them. I want to see that in the cannabis industry. I want to root for everybody.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to have to show up to a city council meeting and say, I do not want to see that dispensary open. I want to see everyone thrive in the industry. And I think the other one is something else we've already talked on, and that is education. It's not just educating ourselves, but it's educating the public, educating our politicians, educating individuals who are running for office. Make sure that we all fully understand the plant and understand the medicinal purposes of it. We far too often are in meetings and there's people still talking about it as if it's cartel money. There's people who think that our children can just walk into a dispensary at any given moment and purchase cannabis. That's not true, and we need to educate people about it so that they know that they cannot do that. And if the public doesn't know, our politicians don't know. If the politicians don't know, we're not going to get favorable legislation passed locally and at the state. So this is where every single one of us that are sitting here need to come together and work for legislation on all of these cons. And even there's cons that we don't disagree with, that we may disagree with, let's work on the ones that we do agree on to further the cannabis industry here in Mexico.
Yeah, so base the industry on education. That's a great point. Thank you. That's it. Go ahead, sir.
Ditto to what everyone.
But
the next thing I want to bring up is the laws on the outdoor consumption.
Okay.
Like, I believe if there's completely like a backyard somewhere behind a business or something that they could use for events or whatever, closed off to the eye, to the public eye, I believe that there shouldn't be anything wrong with letting the customers consume at said event, as long as it's closed off to the public. Like, you have to go into the event, can't see it from the street, stuff like that. But I think that's one of the biggest things that could be affecting us all. Because if we have property that our dispensaries are on, and we throw an event for marketing or for a little market or whatever kind, and you have beautiful cannabis that's being brought out of our state that nobody can sit there and try right away. Nobody's gonna see them. You got the whole property yourself. Like I said, has to closed off from the street. Probably how the government wanted. But yeah, I think we should change that. I think we should get outdoor consumption going.
Heck yeah.
Yes.
Event license.
Outdoor consumption.
Yeah.
Well, and I do believe.
So let you guys know that outdoor consumption is within the CRA. It's just the local jurisdictions are allowed to ban it. Unfortunately, Doña Ana, the whole county, banned outdoor consumption on us. So that's why we can't have it. So we have to actually convince Doña Ana County to get rid of that. And it's going to take a collective effort from all of us to actually do that. Usually the meetings are very sparse. So it's usually the angry old people that hate the smell of weed show up and they're like, my aunt is allergic and she died last week, but she's here right now. So yeah. So it's going to take a collective effort and it's going to be a rule change. And I do feel that it needs to be solidified in law. And I don't feel that the local jurisdiction should have that power because it's causing more issues because technically you're not allowed to smoke in your backyard with that rule. And I think that's total bullshit. And I hate to cuss, but you know, we shouldn't be treated like that. I walk downtown. The only thing separating me between the bar and the person smoking at the bar is a fence about this high, you know, and I can reach over and grab the cigarette from the guy or vape and be on my way. So, you know, I just want it to make sense. And I hope you guys do too. So that's just a little piece I wanted to add in. Cool.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
And didn't we hear that they might be adding some kind
Oh,
of permit
yeah.
for
So
to the law. Go ahead.
The last committee hearing they had here in Cruces, Katie Duhigg, who's a senator, she pretty much spearheaded the last CRA, was talking about there is talks about adding an event license to the new CRA. And that's something that I feel like we all should push for and make it even more, I wouldn't say lax, but easier to do. I have a feeling it'll take a little bit. I don't want it to take more than 30 days or 2 weeks for that to happen. I have a feeling it'll take months. So if they do it, it would mean that you would send this in, you're having an event, you can vend at it, we can smoke at it. It'd pretty much be like a wine fest for cannabis. And I hate to compare it to alcohol, but it's the closest thing that I can get to when it comes to this. So keep that in mind. That is something that I will push for myself, and I hope the rest of all you all do too.
Pumpkin patch.
Oh, pumpkin patch, that'd be fun.
Thank you. Go ahead, please.
Tomatoes, trees, or anything else, as long as there's no cement, there's no need to even give away PVC ones. But as soon as you're trying to build the actual high tunnel that has way more integrity, they start questioning it, running permits here and there, depending on where you're at, right? So it's an uneven playing field just because of the education of it. Because they're saying, oh, greenhouse, or this, that, the other, thinking that it's a whole cement pad. But that's just one way to protect crops. And that has to do with my second thing to do with the agricultural department, right? Because this is the valley. I'm usually growing up in the mountains, and this year we lost like over $1 million in crops. But because the planes are spraying all kinds of herbicides, 2,4-D, glyphosate, all kinds of stuff that's not good, even if the plants make it. So a bunch of people in this area, whether the plants made it or did it, a lot of them are going to have like residuals of that stuff. So how do we make the connection between what we're trying to do with our commodity and our agricultural product without stepping on the toes of, say, alfalfa or cotton, onions? Because right now they're developing onions for Roundup ready crops. So pretty soon there's going to be even more people that are growing around this area that are not going to be able to do it if they're not covered up all the way or don't have some kind of screening mechanisms to take out that, you know, that basically warfare, you know, chemical warfare.
Yeah, so a stronger communication between the CCD, the agricultural department, and the state, so we can go ahead and address those issues, because I can say that I was not aware of that because I don't know much about production. And so
Line up the right chemicals and the right scheduling, right? Because it's not going to be very good for people around here, especially health-wise. Like how she said,
Health-wise. Yes, yes. Keep the outdoors safe for the plants to be able to have.
We're just making sure Tracy's catching, keeping up.
Oh, no,
Go
ahead. Okay, thank you. Who wants to go next?
So how do we feel about limiting licensing?
I'm kind of shocked this came up this late. So that's a tricky question. Let's wait to the end where we can have a conversation. I just want to get through the cons because I feel that's Pandora's box. So let's continue on with the cons. Thank you though.
Martin?
So I work in the behavioral health industry, and I see not a very strong push at all for cannabis in the field. There's still, the state recognizes giving medical cards to somebody that's PTSD, yet the behavioral health industry almost refuses to acknowledge cannabis as a medicine. And there's been almost no representation, no talking. I've tried to push for it for a year, but nobody has really thought to that it would help because some are funded by the state. The thing is that we don't realize a lot of them are privatized and they do receive help from the state, but they are privatized, so we can make that push if we ever so find the time to do so. And I think that would have, in fact, killed the stigma because we need it most, and that's where we're going to get the majority of people saying, "Oh, this helped me, and this is how it helped me, and now I'm able to have a family and not be dead."
Exactly.
And
Yes.
it's interesting because it's happening with psychedelics and athenogenic plants, right? Everyone's like microdosing because like it's like synapses and helping people through their depression when they think so. It'd be really interesting to see how we can piggyback on psychedelics.
And then piggyback on homie over there. The thing is a lot of the communication between these different departments that are overseeing a lot of everything. I think there just needs to be more job opportunity for people that are passionate about these things, whether it be in the CCD, whether it be just in APA, getting people into the right channels, putting them in the opportunity to succeed for everyone.
Yeah, destigmatize so other professions aren't afraid to involve themselves with cannabis. Being able to destigmatize and have it be a treatment that's normalized. That's great. Thank you.
If I could piggyback off of that, it's not really a pro or a con, but it's something that I thought about as far as New Mexico goes. I mean, we're a heavily government-funded state. That goes for jobs as well. A lot of our jobs are public sector jobs. So these are people who cannot consume cannabis. Right. If they're in a car accident or have an OSHA accident at work, they immediately get tested. You can't even lose your jobs. So one of the things that I like to see us as an industry come together and advocate for is to eliminate that testing from the public sector. That means individuals who are E911, our educators, our teachers, anybody and everybody who works in the public sector, just eliminate testing in general, even for privatized. Because another thing that it does, it doesn't give them the ability to get off opioids and utilizing this plant to help them with. So eliminating testing, I think, should be a big priority for us going into this next legislative session. Not only is it going to help the industry, it's going to help the stigma, it's going to help people and help lives.
Yes, that's a good one. Thank you.
I was going to say something that everybody wants to say. The thing that we also need to really bring up to our government is we want to know where our money is, where our money is going, because cannabis is making a whole bunch of money for the state. And I feel like if cannabis is making a whole bunch of money for the state, they should allow people that are working for the state, since they're making money off of it, to be able to use the medicine, just the same way that everybody else gets to use it. And everybody else in the government gets to use wine and beer. Make their own distilleries.
And where is that tax money going?
Exactly.
Where's it at? Where's it at?
Exactly.
Where is it at in our infrastructure, education, everything?
If we have so much of it, why can't we fund for that? Why can't we fund for behavioral health, where it would actually help, especially our communities? We see exactly what
back into the cost.
Exactly. We see what pharmaceuticals are doing to people. I mean, look at our city. if we could actually see where our money is going, and if it could be funded back into everything that we just discussed, and there's still so much left over. I mean, out of the, I don't know how many millions of dollars they keep on telling us we're making a month. Why can't we use that for things that are going to help our state, not only from the top, but being able to help everybody that needs something. It's not that we're trying to get anything free or anything like that. We all just want basic care, basically be able to be able to do the basic stuff that everybody else is doing as well. For those of us, I'm sure a lot of us have our own reason why we have our medical cards and we have our cards. That's since the medical program started, that should be something that should have been going on. Like at the end of the day, we should be trying to get our state to fund the parts that they're saying they're having a hard time funding. We see all the money. We want to know what's going.
Yes, make sure to be able to do that.
And I kind of remember talking to Val. There is, I mean, it's written in the bill where the money is supposed to be going. I haven't read the whole bill.
So we need more transparency.
But there's
Okay.
also city
More
council
transparency.
meetings, so where they talk about what they're going to do with the money. It's our responsibility to show up to those meetings and speak about what we want done with that money. And I know that Chad is always saying like, nobody was at that meeting. Nobody showed up to that meeting.
I talk a lot of shit.
We have to show up to these meetings. We have to say that we want our money to go because it's our money.
Now that we're all in it, we all want to see it. So
Yeah.
see each other there.
Where's the money going?
So if you guys follow my socials, and I hate to plug myself, but I do keep everybody up to date on that stuff. So if you follow my socials, get with me after. If you're not, I'll make sure you share it with you guys. I do try to keep you up to date with it. Sometimes I'll have legislators hit me up like, hey, this is going on. So that way, and sometimes it's day of. And so sometimes it's really quick. You got to keep up on it. But I'll try to keep everybody up to date. Today, everyone did great showing up collectively. This is amazing.
Yeah.
And if we can keep this up during legislation, City Hall, we'll be great. So this is a good start. This is a good start.
City Hall meets on Monday. I believe it's every other Monday. City Hall meets on
Also the group page.
Oh, yeah. And I also run a Facebook page called NM Area 420. That's where a lot of stuff gets shared, and you guys are more than welcome to share stuff on there as well. So, yeah, anyway, we'll keep this going. We got about another 15 minutes for the meeting. I want everybody to get a chance to talk to each other at the end, too, as well. So let's keep going. Go ahead, buddy. Yeah.
We should utilize some of that money, some of those funds towards those programs.
Okay. Cool. So just more
Transparency.
transparency on the taxes and where they're going. Yeah, I agree. We need more transparency on that. And I'm kind of one of those guys is like, well, we should be able to vote on where our taxes go, but that's just me. So cool. Anyone else have any more cons they want to add?
Perfect.
Nice.
Okay, cool. So then we got our list of pros and cons, and I do want to let you all know that we will be writing these down, putting it in a document, and hopefully be able to share it onto a platform where you guys can see. That way we start with that step of transparency, because this is what it is.
Yeah.
We want to be able to show what we're talking about at these meetings to those that were not able to attend, not only business owners, but also senators and councilors and representatives. So yes, let's allow them to see what our thoughts are and how we can work with them in the future. Thank you so much for showing up to this. So we got our pros, we got our cons. Should we do testimonies? Or
Yeah, we can do testimonies. So I know you guys want to do this. So let's go ahead and start with closing licenses first, because I know that's the elephant in the room and it's huge as shit. So we'll go ahead and go with you, buddy. We'll start with you in the back. You started the convo. Yeah.
I'm about a free market, but I don't like to see everybody that I know fail.
Yeah.
There's a lot of back and forth, and there's no right way to go about it. But I think I think at some point you do need to cut off licenses. Where that is and how that's done, I don't really know. But Washington did at some point cut off their licenses, and it did help their market. Oregon's never cut off their licenses, and nobody makes any money. Nobody makes any money in California. Nobody makes any money. Arizona cut off their licenses, and it seems to be working pretty good over there. The only problem there is that it costs so much to get into that market now.
Yeah.
That's
the
the
thing.
result of minimal licensing,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
So let me give you guys a little history real quick before we move on. So in the state of New Mexico, we had a cap on liquor licenses for the longest time, and some of you know that. And so what that did is it caused the price of the liquor licenses to skyrocket to almost millions of dollars. You couldn't get it from the state. You had to buy it from somebody. So the legislation is really, really, really skeptical of closing licenses due to that actual fact. And for the fact that that's actually happening right now as I speak. There are people that are buying licenses because if you look at the number of operating places are actually different from the actual number that we have. So some people are actually sitting on their licenses, hoping for this day for it to shut down, so that way they can sell their license for up to $1 million by chance. So let's keep. I want you guys just to know some information before we go ahead. And so legislatively, they are very weary of shutting licenses for that exact reason. Second thing is closing licenses is meant to allow businesses to shut down. So if you are a business and you're scared of getting shut down because of oversaturation, it's not a guarantee that you're going to be saved. So keep in mind that it could be a shot in the foot at the same time. So be smart with what we ask for and what we want. So I wanted to give everybody that tidbit before we moved on and everything. I wanted everybody to have that information because I know it's not something that's readily known throughout the state. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Right.
It's already happening. Yeah.
And I think that we got to put faith in organizations, a little bit in that sense, and let everybody be adults and realize that they're running a risky business.
Yeah.
Purchase your product responsibly. Don't try to kill the market right off the bat, because it's just like small business. Who has any other small business? We're all entrepreneurs. Everybody with another business knows everything. You know what the responsibility is in just running a basic business and making sure you're keeping an eye on your inventory. I say we just be adults and let's make sure we're running our business. Saturation's gonna happen, but the best service that's out there prevails. That's what's good about it.
Quality.
I feel like it's New Mexican anyways, right? If they were gonna put a cap on licenses, they should have first put in a residency clause because almost every single state had a residency clause.
I'm with you on that one.
Yep.
I was a big proponent of that.
Before the residency clause.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're already just taking away from a poor state, and there's only 2.2 million people. The reality is, most of these people that are coming from out of state, they're not really here for this place. They're here for Texas. There's way more money, way more people.
And they're not keeping their money in the state.
No, they're not. It's just a jumping pad to get onto the next thing, right? 'Cause that's where the money's at.
100%. Yes. Dr. Chavez.
So I was just going to add and support you gentlemen that if you have a business, make sure you have a business plan. Make sure you have support, accountants, lawyers, whoever you need, because if you don't, you will go down. You will go under. This is a very small state with very small amount of people, and the licenses are easy to get right now, but they're not going to last if you're not prepared. So if nothing else, seek out support so that you have a solid foundation that you can thrive. And I want to also add, when the governor was running for governor back in 2019, a few of us told her that we saw some of these problems that were happening in other states.
Yep.
To limit the licenses to New Mexico residents.
Yep.
Limit the licenses to people who had a prepared plan so that we wouldn't see failure.
Yeah.
Now, if you look around, there's more dispensaries opening, but there's also a lot of dispensaries closing.
Yes.
I have to say, I am very grateful for my patients who have supported me for 40 years. They're who I opened the dispensary for. We celebrated our first anniversary in August. We're thriving. we're producing good medicine at a reasonable price, and that's the other thing. Greed is a negative. Watch your greed tendencies. And I want to wish all of you great success.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Travis. Awesome. Anybody else on the license closure? Then we can move on to something else.
I mean, when we talk about license closure, they're talking about saturation. So if we could come up with some solutions for saturation, one, better testing, two, better OSHA testing,
Right.
Then I believe that would be a great answer for market saturation. So that's my opinion on that. See? Right. Right.
If we can't put out affordable medicine, we're gonna lose to the black market. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, though. Nobody should be selling black market or traditional market, whatever you want to call it, to out of a dispensary.
Yeah.
Like nobody should be doing that.
And
Right.
if
Or out of state.
Right.
yeah, and the CCD is slowly starting to crack down. There are some things legislatively wise that need to change on their front to allow them to crack down further on some of these places and faster. I'm not too sure off the top of my head what they are. I just do know they need to happen. So when legislation comes, I'll update you guys what that is. But I do know that that's talks, of course. Yeah. Oklahoma.
They said 16. What they say at that meeting, 16,000 pounds came in from Oklahoma and was sold in dispensaries in New Mexico. What the fuck?
That's
Like,
a saturation of crap will eventually collapse on itself. It's not sustainable. Connoisseurs won't want it, and the medical patients won't want it. If it's saturated with crap, it kind of takes care of itself.
Oh, and to let everybody know, we are down to 1,013 licenses from 1,041. So it is going down. We'll see what next month's numbers are. They don't really update them that much. So they're.
I mean, I know we can't do that here, but like, is there any way that we can talk to a senator who does do it? That's actively happening.
Yeah,
We
I
have-
highly recommend you guys email Gabe Vasquez, our representative for this area. He's our federal representative. If you email him, call, whatever, just as much support. I've already emailed it like a month or a half, 2 months ago. Yeah. Well, here's my other conversation I've been wanting to have with everybody is, what are we going to do once the federal regulations do change? Because we're either going to be stuck with Schedule 3, I know, Elvis hate it, or deschedule. And that's just the truth of it. So we're going to have to be prepared either way. For Schedule 3, most likely, because the DEA, it's not very often that another federal agency will go against another federal agency's recommendations. It could happen. Only if we speak up when we start talking to our representatives and telling them, no, we need descheduling because this will cause more issues than not. And a lot of states are going to lose a lot of money. And a lot of these mom and pops or even local businesses, they're going to get kicked out by the big pharma. So that's been my fear this whole time. There are some benefits that come with Schedule 3. I don't feel that the benefits outweigh the cons, but there are some benefits there. So we're going to have to be prepared. Now, with that being said, we're going to have to deal with a lot more federal people, more alphabet boys. We're going to have to deal with, FDA. We're going to have to deal with CDC, I think, and all these other places. So keep that in mind going further, because we could know by next year, or, next couple months, what's going to happen. So let's keep that in mind. If you guys want to continue that conversation, let me know. If you're not, we can move on to something else. So.
I'd just like to say it's going to be a long time still. I don't see anything happening on the national side.
Okay.
So I'm not too worried about it happening, because we can't even elect a speaker. So I'm not too
You're not
worried.
wrong there.
Yeah. There's other things that they have more priority.
Okay.
Not to us, but to the government.
Got it. Who else? Yeah.
I was gonna say, how do we get the legislation and our representatives to stand up for us equally across the board? Because how is it going to be if you have enough money, they're going to protect you from the feds, and you got thousands of plants. Anything over 99 plants is federally illegal. They can come to your house anytime, to your business anytime. Remember that. They did it to California. They'll do it anywhere they want. The feds come in when they feel like it. And they'll come for the money. They're not really coming for you. They don't care about the money. Once you get enough money and you don't have the representative standing up behind you, who's going to stand up for you?
Yeah.
You know. So how do we protect everybody right now for the future of what might happen, right?
Well, one thing, I don't know if you guys saw the video, but there was a guy who got popped, and it was by a state cop in a state police car in uniform. And come to find out, he was also a federal drug task force agent. So that is actually really scary for our industry, because at any point, those state police officers can screw us over just for the fact that they're federal agents. And I don't think that should be, to me, that seems kind of bullish, because one or the other, you know, like it's doing both. Go ahead. Yes. Yes. Yeah. 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 Real quick, anybody else? Because we got to start actually wrapping this up. Anyone else have any more conversations we want to bring? Well,
I came prepared with like testimony. I wasn't sure how this works. So,
Yeah.
As Nicole knows, I like to put things in writing, and so I kind of wrote a little something out. I hope I can, give
Yeah.
2 minutes to put out to everyone.
yeah, we're wrapping up the con part, and then we'll get to that part. Jeffrey.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, cool.
I was just going to remind everybody about the November 13th rulemaking.
Yes. Yes. So there is a rules hearing coming up there. There's some changes that's going to be happening in rules. This happens quite often. It's going to be next month. If you guys can make it, great. If not, please leave your public comments on that Facebook page. I have a link on there where you can go and leave your public comments. It has all the information for attendance. I know it sucks we have to go to Santa Fe, but I've been doing this for 10 years. So if I can do it for 10 years, so can you guys.
Where and when?
It's going to be in Santa Fe. All the information is on the CDC site on like actual location, but it's going to be in Santa Fe. Yeah, public comment will be in person. I don't know if they read or take all that into consideration. Usually they do, but
So the
we'll see.
last time they didn't allow online people to comment.
Yeah.
And very minimal people showed up to Santa Fe. So that just happened.
A month or two ago.
And us from the south,
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Yeah. If they see us coming from the south, they know we're being serious. So, yeah. Carpools, whatever, we'll figure it out. You know, we got to get it done.
It would be so amazing to see a crowd of us represent. The North takes it for granted. They take for granted the products they have and the closeness they have to being able to participate in policy change. So I really hope that we can see some familiar faces once the time comes next year.
Awesome.
And for these meetings as well.
Yeah, and we'll try to keep these going. The next one we'll have might be up north. We'll see. But yeah, we'll wrap this part up and we'll go on to testimonies. How many have testimonies by any chance? Just him? Just the Lone Ranger? All right. All right, man. Do you want to get on mic?
Sure.
Yeah, have a mic right here.
First, thank you, Chad, Nicole, Tracy. Appreciate you guys all.
Heck yeah, man.
I'll just speak from here if you guys don't mind.
Okay.
I know you guys have done a lot for advocacy over the years, so I really appreciate you guys putting this together, especially since we're trying to be patient-centric, it sounds like, from all of us here. So first, let's talk about the mandatory tax increase that is coming up, right? So soon we're going to have to find a way to provide patients affordable medicine with that tax increase. We're already talking about how everything's going to go up. Well, we need to look at stopping the tax increase. Okay, what can we do to make cannabis more affordable for those who need it? When we talk about our lobby to the industry, is Cassie still here?
She had to leave.
She had to leave?
So
Unfortunately.
when we talk about the industry, I believe we should be patient-centered when we're talking about the industry. And we talked about not talking about lining our pockets with money, but how we can help the patients, how we can help New Mexicans. We don't need to raise the cost. What we need to do is lower it. We don't need to raise the tax. What we need to do is lower it. Otherwise, who are we here for? Are we here for the patients? Or are we here for big corporations? The most important thing is that the price of cannabis is not increased, but be made affordable for those who need it. Some patients need their medicine daily, and it's not just a $6 pre-roll. It's a minimum of $18 for somebody who needs to consume cannabis throughout the day. That's looking at $500 a month for a patient who needs their medicines. A patient who cannot take opioids, a patient who does not want to resort or cannot resort to going to a doctor because they don't have insurance.
Cannabis can help them, and we need to keep it at a good rate for them. We support a growing market because that is what establishes the rates. By the market growing, the rates will level themselves out. As we've already talked about here today, we're going to see some businesses fail, we're going to see some businesses succeed. That's the great thing about all of us being here. I think we all want to see one another succeed. We all want to show up. I show up to city council meetings, and I will stand there and I will support you, even though you're a competitor of ours, even if you're across the street, because I want to see you succeed. Now, capping licenses will raise the price to patients. Believe it or not, it will. Capping license will raise the price to patients. That's exactly what happened with liquor. That's exactly what happened with the licenses when they got capped and they began to get sold for millions of dollars. As Chad already said, people are finding themselves to sell those for millions of dollars as soon as they put that cap. We should not be advocating for a cap. We should be advocating for a successful market. We should be advocating for our neighbors to succeed, not for politicians to put a cap so we can keep making money and everybody else who got a late start doesn't have a shot. We need to prevent big corporations from buying out some competitors and then lowering the price to drive everyone out of business and then raise the price on consumers after they dominate the market. We see this with big corporations all the time. Look at what Walmart alone has done to New Mexico. This street, Mesquite, used to be a thriving market. I used to be able to walk to some of these places and buy a Coke with my grandparents. You can't do that anymore because we have big boxes coming in. We need to protect our market in the cannabis industry as well. Make sure that all the mom and pops can continue to open up, can continue to thrive. We need to make sure we elect candidates who are thinking of patients over profits. Patients over profits. We need to have leaders. We need to have leaders who want to help our neighbors, who rely on cannabis as their medicine because they cannot afford, or cannabis is the only medicine that actually helps them. And we see that all the time. There's stories of people with autism, individuals with various illnesses, and cannabis is the only thing that's able to help them, nothing else. At the end of the day, our consumers and our patients should be our first and our last thought. That's what I'm hoping we could all do here when we all leave, is agree that as we move forward with legislation, as we move forward with talking to candidates, that we all focus on our patients. And if you're not registered to vote, you need to go and you need to register to vote today. How many people here are actually registered? Who's registered to vote? Maybe half of us. Every single one of you has a voice in this industry. If you're not registered to vote, you don't have a voice. Go down to your county clerk's office. You can register to vote Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Early voting is starting here very soon. You can vote at you can register and you can vote at any of the early voting locations. Make sure you support candidates who support our market. Make sure you support candidates who support reducing the stigma. Make sure you support candidates who support you. Because if not, they're going to come in and do everything that we're talking about here, capping licenses, making sure that nobody else can continue to grow, nobody else can continue to thrive. If you have a growing license, they're going to prevent you from getting a vice license. Make sure that you can continue to grow your business. Make sure you vote for the right people.
Awesome.
That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Mario.
That was amazing.
Thank you. Is it for show? Well, would anyone else like to do a testimony? Okay. Thank you, Mario. And so with that, I would like to wrap up the meeting. Thank you for joining us for listing the pros, the cons, taking the time to listen to a testimony. We'll write this down and we hope to see you all for the next one. Thank you for having patience with us as this was our first meeting. So thank you for creating history with us because I think we'll be great trailblazers from the south up to the north. Thank you.
Thank you. Please enjoy networking afterwards. We'll probably have some music while we wrap up and everything. So enjoy some drinks and stuff and, have some conversations with each other.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Oh, and if you want the group stuff, let me know for the socials so you can stay informed. All right, everybody, that's a wrap. Thank you all for joining us. The camera's over there. Tracy got to get in. Here we go. All right,
thank you
bye.
for watching.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks
it
for
was
supporting.
fun. Oh, here we go.
Thank
Hey. Thanks,
Thank
I
you for
appreciate it.
coming.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, guys.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. We'll be here again another time. I'll let you guys know when the next meeting is. It might be up north. So we'll see. Thank you all again so much for tuning in. Sorry for the issues at the beginning. We'll get that figured out the next time. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye. Good job, guys.